Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blueshirt Barn. My name's Tom Murphy. That's Jerry Spangenberg on the other end. We're here tonight to talk a little bit about Brennan Othmann and his future with the New York Rangers, which I don't think is very bright. Um, I don't know, Jerry, give us your perspective, but I'm not really seeing it too much here with this guy who a couple of years ago was one of our top prospects.
4 years in the making and didn't really show much during training camp. You had Laba and Perreault and Parsonen are your top three right now, and Parsonen and Laba have been talked about all day today, and Othman has not, and I think Othman might be on his way to a new team soon.
I totally agree. I mean, even Brett Berard has jumped ahead of him. A guy who was drafted a lot lower than him too. At a Providence college, he's outplayed him. Like he just did not have a good preseason at all. And for him to get sent down this quick, you know,
One
it's not a.
questionable hit he had and one goal, and I mean the one hit I thought was clean, but I could tell he was trying to make a difference. But
Mhm.
according to the coaches, he wasn't getting in the corners and getting grinding down and dirty in the battles as much as they
And that's
wanted him
kind of his
to.
game too. Like you were just saying, Sullivan didn't have any ringing endorsement of this guy. When he sent him down, he said he's got a lot to work on. And honestly, he's in the last year of his entry level deal, so he'll be restricted next summer. So unless he blows it up down in Hartford, I would imagine he might be part of something. Maybe they could move him with something else or something like that to maybe bolster this roster. I don't know, but I kind of think his time in New York is done. I really do.
A new look on a new team. We've said it about other players, Capo
Yeah,
Caco.
yeah,
It makes a difference for a
might be the
player.
best thing for him.
Yep, they leave
You
and
know,
become a great player.
I got something here. Russian guy down in Columbus. Yegor, I'm probably mispronouncing this poor fellow's name, but pardon me. Chinakov. He was drafted around the same time Othman was. 2020 first round, 21st pick overall. Very good skater, has a big time shot. Had some injuries last year, only played in 30 games. A couple years ago, had 16 goals and 13 assists. Maybe you put Othman in a package with something else to sweeten the deal because obviously he has NHL production.
Yep.
And he plays right wing, which is a big problem for the New York Rangers. Um, and I don't know. Maybe they could do something like that. I don't. Other than that, I don't really see what else you're going to swap him for right at this
What
point.
were his goals and assists again in his points?
Last year he only played 30 games, 7 goals, 8 assists.
Okay.
Year before, decent year, 16 goals, 13 assists.
In how many games? Does it give you that info?
Um, I believe I believe he played the full season
Okay.
or around there.
So Brendan Othman's been 4 years up and down through the minors. This guy's played at least 1.5 seasons in NHL and's got a
Yeah,
decent amount of points. Brendan Othman
yeah.
should be somewhere in that ballpark, and he's not yet. And
Brennan Othmann was actually drafted higher than this guy in the first round.
yeah, he was
I
supposed to
believe he was
be.
like the 11th or 12th pick in the draft. He was actually drafted higher than where this guy was drafted.
Yeah, and you compare the two, and Brendan Othman was supposed to be this up and coming grinder. Almost, he was almost like kind of reminded me that he should have been that Kachuk kid in Ottawa, like something near that kind of play and
Not
grit.
as big though. He's not. He doesn't nearly have the size. Closer to the brother's
Yeah,
size.
but you know what I mean. He has that grit in that play style, and I
Yeah.
think that's what everybody, all of us, and we thought that was going to come out of him, and it kind of hasn't bloomed yet. And I think it's still there, but the kid just needs a little bit of work.
A lot of people think he can actually be a decent NHL player. Like, has he gotten all the proper chances here? Probably not. But at the same point in time, the times he's been given chances, he really hasn't taken advantage of it. So it is what it is at this point. And like I said, the way Sullivan talked about him the other day, like he didn't seem like he was real in awe of him. So,
Right.
and if Perreault and Laba both get sent down, which might happen, like if somebody gets hurt or they need a call up. Like, who's getting called up first?
Right.
Perreault's going to get called up if you need a wing, and if you need a center, Laba's going to get called up. So where's he now? And you still have this glut of wingers down there like Adam Sikora and players that are younger than him behind him. So he kind of seems like the odd man out right now.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
I agree, and that's the same thing that I've been hearing. I've been hearing right now Perreault is probably going to go down to Hartford because they say he's close, but he's not totally there yet. And Laba is the one that's really pushing the envelope, and Parsons is like real close. They said that it's real, narrow between those two.
And that's the thing. If you could, like, let's say, package Parsons with Othmann and send him to Columbus for this kid, then all of a sudden Laba gets a spot, and then you bring this guy into the mix who's only 24 years old.
Yep.
So that might be something to look at, and we'll see. Next couple days, I'm sure there's going to be some trades and some stuff like that. So
yeah, you might see it come down the pipeline in the next couple days before the season starts because, you only got really, another week at most, right? October 7th, I think, is the Rangers opener against Pittsburgh. And we're only a few days out, kids.
Yeah, we're getting there. So it's been a long summer, but like I said, we'll one other note I had. It's going to be a big shocker to everybody, but Vitaly Krastov, former Rangers, very high round draft pick, who was with Vancouver, was put on waivers today. So, and just one thing, please, Chris Drury, whatever you do not claim him on waivers.
Do not again. Holy smokes!
It's send him back to the KHL.
I was going to say he's probably already on his way.
Yeah, he's probably already on a plane.
Cried because he needed a spot, and then the Rangers let him go, and he still couldn't make another team. So that just kind of tells you.
Yeah. And a team that's kind of rebuilding now or retooling, like
he's not as good as he
not a
thinks
great
he
look.
is.
No, he's just not. You just misdrafted, misjudged, whatever you want to say. Like a lot of people messed up on that one. It's a high pick too, man. That hurts.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, he's probably good in the
what it
KHL.
is. Again, he's been very good in the KHL, so go back to the KHL, brother.
That's right. Peace. And other news, we've got Rangers and Devils tonight. As we speak, the Devils are up 1-0. End of the first. I think that the Devils have most of their starting lineup in tonight, besides one or two players. Rangers, you're still missing JT Miller with a day-to-day injury. Artemi Panarin skated today, but did not play. Jonathan Quick's in net. We'll see. We got a lot of decent players in. You got Connor Sheary in tonight. You got Rempe in tonight. Adam Edstrom in tonight. Who else here? Parsonen's in. Laba's in. Perreault's in. So you're getting last minute.
I would really like to see Parsons get shipped out of here and let Laba have that spot. I really would.
They said Laba.
That's my opinion.
They said Laba has a lot more grit to drive to the net, to push to the net, to get in those battles and win those battles. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'd like to see they moved Edstrom up to the third line. Rempe's on the fourth line. I'm sure he's going to be on the power play in front of the net because that's where they want to use him. So there's been no power plays yet.
One thing about the Rangers, they don't usually embrace youth. Like, I don't know. They always find a way to, get some veteran guy in there or something like that. But, again, that kid totally deserves to make the team. I think Perreault deserves to make the team as well. I really do. I think he's played really well.
But the only problem is I think we'll get Connor Sheary in there because he's related.
That's, yeah. So somebody's going to get squeezed. And you can't have Perreault up here as a 13th forward or the other guy. They have to go to Hartford and play 20 minutes a night.
Okay, thank you for hanging with us tonight. Let's go Rangers and Devils tonight. Hopefully the Rangers can pull out a nice win tonight. We will see you again on Saturday, I think, is the last preseason game. And then shit gets real and we start heading over to Pittsburgh and taking it to the real deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging with us tonight, and have yourselves a good night. We will see you next time.
Thank you, everyone.